please hold your flashing. Hold your flashing. I, Preston Manning, have an announcement. I quit. Maybe I owe you more of an explanation.
Mr. Manning, can you explain the timing of your announcement?
Well, I decided to quit the party while there still was a party. Besides, I've had the eyes done, the teeth done, the hair done, and I've run out of body parts to have made over. Are
you going to miss Ottawa?
Am I going to miss Ottawa? That's a good one. Not really, no.
What are you going to do now?
Well, I'm going to take up some hobbies I've never had time for before, fishing, golfing, and nude skydiving. Of course, I'll be spending a lot of time writing. Do you realize how long it takes to fill out those unemployment forms?
Any chance of you writing your autobiography?
Oh, it's already done. In fact, I have a copy here. It's called I Could Have Been Prime Minister If That Dink Stockwell Day Hadn't Stolen My Party.
Mr. Manning, is there any animosity between you and Stockwell Day?
Absolutely not. Truth is, I worship the ground that man slithers on. Sure, we have different styles of leadership. He has his way of doing things, and I have the right way.
How have the other party leaders responded to your announcement?
Well, Joe Clark wished me good luck. Alexa McDonough asked for my parking spot. And Jean Chrétien gave me a free pass for 18 holes on his golf course that he doesn't own.
How has the party reacted to your announcement?
Well, they've been very supportive. The entire caucus chipped in to buy me an ass lift. Well, that's about it. Any final questions?
Sir, are you leaving with any regrets?
Well, now that you mention it, I do have one. I never should have changed the name of the party to Alliance from Reform. Could someone give me a ride home?
Wendy Report with Wendy Mesmer, brought to you by STD Florists. You get more than just flowers from STD.
Hello. Agriculture Minister Lyle Van Cleave has admitted animals were mistakenly fed banned genetically modified corn. Canadian farmers became suspicious when the corn was first delivered. Israeli Prime Minister Ariel Sharon visited Washington this week. He spent 4 hours with President Bush, 5 minutes discussing the Middle East situation, and 3 hours and 55 minutes looking at George W.'s video collection of Texas' funniest executions. With the opening day of baseball just around the corner, Montreal is making final touches to Olympic Stadium. Oscar night is this Sunday. Critics are predicting the movie Traffic will do well at this year's Academy Awards. The intense film is a commentary on our gun-filled, violent society. Or, as Puff Daddy calls it, the feel-good movie of the year. Mattel's Ken doll just turned 40. 40 years old and still not anatomically correct. Finally, someone who has something in common with Michael Jackson. And now it's time for a panel. From Washington, the CBC's answer to watching paint dry, David Halton.
Nice to be here, Wendy.
That's your opinion. From Toronto, Jeffrey Simpson, a walking argument against cloning.
Wendy, I'm reminded of a funny story.
I'll bet it's not half as funny as that haircut. And from Alberta...
Hey, Mike from Canmore. This is Norm. Stay.
Okay, Shawinigan. Stockwell Day, Joe Clark, and Gilles Duceppe have joined forces to attack Prime Minister Chrétien. David.
Well, instead of an alliance, the three leaders are calling their arrangement a ménage à dorks.
Wendy, Joe Clark is upset. A laptop computer was recently stolen from his office. It contained vital information on Shawinigan. And more importantly, the first game of solitaire he had a chance of winning.
Mike?
Sorry, when Jeffy started talking, I sort of nodded off.
Your thoughts on the Prime Minister's owning shares in a golf course that received loans from the federal government?
I'd rather have him on the golf course than in Parliament. Besides, politics and golf are a perfect match for the Prime Minister.
Now, how so?
Either way, he's going to be under par.
Okay, it's tax time again, David.
Wendy, it's estimated that the average Canadian works 6 months for the government, which is 6 more months than the average civil servant works.
Mike, have high taxes led to a brain drain?
Well, I don't know about that. I'm on a septic tank.
Next topic. Women are being allowed on submarines now. David.
Well, I think it's a good idea. A sub full of PMS women stuck for months in cramped quarters is enough to cause any enemy to surrender in fear.
All right. How about a final thought? Mike?
Okay.
Out loud.
Oh. Okay, I'm not sure about women in submarines, because, like, I rented a movie about that. It was called Das Booty. I never seen anything like it before. It was like Das Boot, but with less clothes and more moaning. And I'll tell you one thing, if those people were defending our country, we'd be in big trouble. So, like in the movie, Captain Tiffany helped Rear Admiral Steve get his periscope up. It was so hot she had to take her top off. And when she said dive, Steve said...
It's time to finish.
Oh, you've seen it?
And that's it? Or the Wendy Report?
Thank goodness you're here, Professor.
What's the emergency?
It's bad, Professor. Very bad.
Look, I told you not to buy Nortel stock.
We've been tracing the Mir space station's re-entry into the atmosphere.
All right. Give it to me straight.
Well, Professor, using the coordinates of decaying orbital path coupled with telemetry readings from NASA, the station will enter the thermosphere through the ionosphere and then engage a course of probable terrestrial collision.
Is that good?
It's going to crash in Canada in a populated area.
Good Lord. I don't believe it. It can't be real. Do you understand what this means? Death, destruction, chaos. Oh, my God, the humanity. It's too much to bear. It's horrible. Where will it wreak its devastation? Where?
According to our calculations, the Parliament building's in Ottawa.
Right then, no harm done. Lunch?
Rahim Jaffer's apology when Air Farce continues.
You are watching CTV Newsnet. Different hosts reading the same news headlines all day long.
Hello, I'm Name of Host. Great Britain is still reeling from the outbreak of foot and mouth disease. Joining me to discuss this issue is the English butcher, Mr. Henry Spigot.
All right, 24. Who's number 24? Number 24? No? All right, then. 25. Who's number 20? Serving number 25? No? All right, then. 26.
Mr. Spigot.
Oh, hello, Miss Wheeler. What can I do for you today? Some ground chuck, a fresh steak, 1,200 pounds of cow. We ship to Canada within 30 days or it's free.
Has there been any difference in the quality of meat since this outbreak?
Oh, I haven't heard any complaints, no. I mean, look at this delicious Salisbury steak that just come in today.
Mr. Spigot, what exactly is foot and mouth disease?
Well, it's a blistering of the foot and mouth areas of cows, sheep and pigs. We also call it barnyard herpes. Hang on, I have a rump roast that you may be interested in.
precautions are being taken to assure the safety of British animals?
Well, Miss Wheeler, as we speak, livestock is being fitted with special footwear. It's all here in the latest issue of British Butcher Monthly. For instance, pigs are getting comfortable slippers to protect their dainty hooves. Sheep are now wearing cross trainers, and most cows are opting for high heels.
Now, what about the mouth part of foot and mouth?
Well, the British government has ordered farmers to supplement their animal feed with Tic Tacs.
Well, we're almost out of time, Mr. Spigot. Does foot and mouth disease present a danger to the future of Britain's meat industry?
Oh, absolutely not. In fact, the disease is harmless to humans. Look, I'll show you here. I don't see anything wrong with this, do you?
Well, good luck with your... Oh, I can't continue. Oh.
Welcome to Ebert and Not Ebert and the Movies. I'm Roger Ebert, the smart one.
And I'm Richard Roper, the one who isn't expanding to become a planet.
This is our special Academy Award show that we call If We Pick the Winners. My choice for Best Movie is the greatest Chinese martial arts love story ever made, Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon.
我上了反方。
严格7万万兆，不要违禁。
都按照什么？
هذا تشوي أي شكل.
我咋搞到不开心吗？
我这几句真是了解了。我的人生是正义为人民服务。
I liked this movie. It was full of brilliant, understated performances.
God, you're enormous. A much better story is the compelling film Traffic. Let's take a look. Tom Hanks is nominated for Castaway, but there was a more sensitive, exciting performance in that film, Wilson the Volleyball.
In my opinion, Wilson the Volleyball gives the best performance by an inanimate object since Russell Crowe in Gladiator. Our next film also features a fine performance by a veteran actress, Chocolat, starring Elizabeth Taylor. Pardon, madame. Je désire un morceau de chocolat, s'il vous plaît.
No sprechen Sie le French, Jacques Cousteau. Speak American, for cripe's sake.
I would like some chocolat.
We're all out.
I beg to differ, madame. There's someone behind you.
This, my pathetic little French amigo, is my chocolat.
While that clip was playing, I got hungry and ate Roper. I'll be back next week with more movies. Until then, the balcony is closed. But I wish the snack bar was always open. The Nation's Business, a free-time political broadcast in lieu of real programming. Tonight, on behalf of the Canadian Alliance Party, the member for Edmonton Strathcona, Rahim Jaffer.
As you all know, I've been at the center of a humiliating hoax that saw my former executive assistant impersonate me on a Vancouver radio show. I apologize for this little white lie. Many people are saying there's no place in the Canadian Alliance Party for this kind of cynical, unethical conduct. It's the kind of thing they do in the Liberal Party. Let me explain exactly what happened. My executive assistant is an idiot. He booked me on a radio talk show and to open my new coffee shop franchise at the same time. I had to make a choice. Naturally, I'm going for the cappuccino. But everything is all right now.
Who am I kidding? It's ruined my life. My parents made great sacrifices to help my career, and now some thoughtless flunky has messed it all up. Pretty good acting, eh?
Well, I can guarantee everyone this problem will never be repeated. No one will ever impersonate me again. And to assure this, I've hired a new executive assistant. Here he is now. Hello, kid. I may have lost my cabinet portfolio as environment critic, but I'm now in charge of the Canadian Alliance Committee on Cloning. I'm literally beside myself. I'd also like to introduce the rest of my new staff. My new press secretary. Glad to be on board. My new chief advisor. It's going to be a lot different from now on. My driver. Anyone need a lift? So, there you have it, an unlimited supply of Jaffers. Now I can be in 5 places at the same time and not get in trouble. Well, that's about it. Good night. Good night. Good night.
Stick around. More Air Farce still to come.
Ah, Mr. and Mrs. Venable, I'm sorry I'm late. Now, what can I do for you?
Well, Doctor, we hear that you're a world authority on gene splicing.
That's correct, yes.
Well, Henry and I have never had children.
Right, Sybil, and not for lack of trying.
At least twice last year alone.
Have you tried oysters?
Well, yes, but I prefer to stick with my wife.
Anyway, we figured you could splice some genes and give us exactly the kind of child we want.
Oh, a designer baby, yes, that's no problem at all. Now, what kind of child do you have in mind?
Well, one that'll grow to 6'6".
Shoulders like a barn door.
Legs like oak trees.
All right. Male or female?
Male.
Any other characteristics?
Maybe a third arm so he can pick up his clothes after himself.
Right, 3 arms. We can do that.
Oh, no, 2 arms.
What have you got against tripods? We turn out one kid with 4 arms.
What kind of a future would a kid like that have?
Pretty good as middleweight boxing champion of the world. And he was his own runner-up, too. And when his boxing days are over, he'll be a lover to be cherished. As a woman, just think, madam. 1 hand stroking your brow, 2 hands on your bosom, and 1 left over to hold the cigarette. Right now, sir, you do realize your sperm will have to be frozen and kept at sub-zero temperatures for 3 weeks.
Oh, I don't think that's possible. I couldn't take time off work.
No, we take it from you before we freeze it. Now, what kind of intelligence would you want the child to have?
Well, I think take my IQ and my wife's IQ and add them together.
So you don't want to go over 100. Oh, I'm sorry. Each, I mean.
Are there any dangers in all this, Doctor?
Oh, indeed there are. We crossed the genes of Alexa McDonough and Jean Chrétien.
And what did you get?
A kind, caring, left-wing activist who got rid of protesters by kneeing them in the crotch. You see, we have to be careful in this business. Can you guess what we'd get if we crossed the genes of Britney Spears and Fabio?
Britney Spears and Fabio.
You'd get twins with good looks, lots of talent.
And 1 brain cell to split between the 2 of them.
Prince Charles and Dolly the sheep.
Oh, no, that one's already been done. It's called Camilla. So, what kind of person would you like your son to be?
Well, a real sports jock who talks a lot.
Mm-hmm.
With good looks to get on television.
Thank you. I think I have all the information. I'll see you a week on Tuesday. Thank you very much for coming in. Just what the world needs. Another muscle-bound 6'6" TV sportscaster with an IQ of 98.
And now it's the Scot with strong views on stories in the news. It's Jock McBile with Get Stuff.
Have you seen what's happening to the stock market? It's not just going down the dumper, it's taking the toilet seat with it. On Bay Street, they're going to have to design a computer that can throw itself out of the window. But we're getting a double whammy. While the value of our retirement stocks is dropping, the Canadian dollar is going down at the same time. Our economists are saying there's been a loss of confidence in the Canadian dollar. What confidence? We never had any in the first place. Two teenagers in Truro, Nova Scotia, have been arrested for allegedly using a scanner to make counterfeit $5 bills. We've got to train our kids better than this. It costs more to make the bills than they're worth. Because of animal diseases in Europe, they're buying up all our bull semen. Any day now, our newspapers will be going on about the semen drain. Starbucks are moving into Quebec. What would they happen if they had to change their name into French? Star is Laitois and Buck is Antelope, so it should be Laitois Antelopes. Or will they have to drop the S like Eaton's did? No, because it's not a possessive S. So that means... Isn't it indicative how low this country has gone? I'm even discussing bull crap like this. Canada's Weather Service has confirmed it's staying with the wind chill factor as our measurement of cold. I suggest they come up with 3 measurements. C, BC, and FC. Cold, bloody cold. And frightfully cold. Heather Reisman says she wouldn't have paid so much for chapters if she'd known the company's true financial position. Heather Reisman and Jerry Schwartz getting taken on a financial deal? Right, that'll happen the same day that Stockwell Day decides to pay his legal bills. Oh, yeah, stuff.
Thanks for watching tonight. It's our last Friday night show this season, but we still have one more show. A season finale doubleheader Sunday, April 8th at 7 o'clock. It's an hour, twice as long, twice as funny. Sunday, April 8th at 7 o'clock on CBC Television.